We tend to think of sleep as just downtime, right? The hours when everything just shuts off. But what if I told you it's actually one of the most active and critical things you do all day? Seriously, it's not some luxury you can skip. It's a non negotiable biological necessity that basically props up your health, your mood, and yeah, even your success. So, if it's so important, what's stopping us from getting it? Well, the biggest obstacle isn't just our busy schedules, it's our culture. We live in a world that actually celebrates exhaustion. It's like we wear it like a badge of honor. But the science tells a completely different story. I mean, we've all heard it, right? You hear phrases like extremely hardcore or people bragging about working 120-hour weeks. This is basically the modern war on sleep, a culture where taking a break is seen as a weakness and being completely burned out is somehow mistaken for dedication. And here's the great irony in all of this. We sacrifice sleep thinking we're going to be more productive, but all the research is crystal clear. It is a spectacularly bad trade. Losing sleep tanks everything from your attention span and problem-solving skills to your ability to just think clearly. It doesn't make you better. It makes you so much worse. All right, let's look at the hard data, because this isn't just about feeling a little groggy in the morning. This is about what that war on sleep is physically doing to your body. So check this out. A big analysis back in 2020 found a really shocking link. Adults who get less than 7 hours of sleep a night had a 41% higher risk of developing obesity. I mean, that is a massive, tangible health risk, and it's directly tied to what happens when your head hits the pillow, or more importantly, when it doesn't. And it gets even more serious. The American Heart Association now actually includes quality sleep in its list of life's essential 8, and for good reason. Sleeping less than 7 hours a day is linked to a 13% increased risk of death from heart disease. So yeah, sleep isn't just for your brain, it is absolutely fundamental for your heart. So why does this happen? How can a lack of sleep make you gain weight? Well, it all comes down to hormones. When you're sleep deprived, your body goes into overdrive, producing ghrelin. That's the I'm hungry hormone. And at the same time, it produces less leptin, which is the I'm full hormone. Your body is literally chemically tricking you into feeling hungrier and eating more, especially craving those high sugar, high fat foods to get a quick energy hit. Okay, so that's what's happening to your body. But let's switch gears and talk about your brain. Because while you think you're just unconscious, your brain is anything but. It's running a super active, absolutely essential maintenance cycle. It's not resting, it's repairing. And the most critical part of this whole cycle is what we call deep sleep. This is stage 3 of non-REM sleep, when you're not dreaming. You can think of it like the power wash cycle for your entire system, both body and brain. It's when all the heavy-duty physical restoration happens, from repairing muscles to beefing up your immune system. And here's how that power wash actually works. It's pretty amazing. During the day, all this metabolic waste, including nasty proteins linked to Alzheimer's, builds up in your brain. But when you hit deep sleep, this special drainage system kicks into high gear, clearing out all those toxins twice as fast as when you're awake. Your brain is literally taking out the trash. So what happens when that cleaning crew doesn't show up? Well, this shows it perfectly. A study of overworked doctors found that the ones with high or very high sleep impairment were almost twice as likely to report making serious medical errors. A tired brain makes mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes have devastating consequences. Okay, so we get it. Skipping sleep is bad, but how much do we actually need to be at our best? Is there a magic number? Well, according to tons of research from the National Sleep Foundation, the answer for most adults, anyone between 18 and 64, is pretty clear: 7 to 9 hours. You can see how that number changes over a lifetime here, but for most of us watching, that 7 to 9 hour window is the absolute sweet spot for your health. But what about the other side of it? We've all heard that sleeping too much might be just as bad as sleeping too little. Is there any truth to that? Can you overdo it on sleep? According to the experts, the answer is a big, fat no. As Dr. James Ware puts it, a healthy person simply can't overdose on sleep. It's not a thing. Your body has its own internal regulator. Once you've had enough rest, you'll just wake up, or you'll just lie there feeling uncomfortable. So why do we always see those headlines linking long sleep to poor health? It's a classic chicken and egg situation. The long sleep isn't causing the illness. It's more likely that an underlying illness is causing the need for more sleep. You should think of it as a signal from your body that something else might be up. Okay, so knowing all of this, how do we actually reclaim our rest? Especially in a world that is just constantly screaming for our attention. Let's get into some real practical solutions. And the good news is you don't need some massive life overhaul to fix your sleep. According to the National Institutes of Health, it's the small, consistent habits that make the biggest difference. The absolute number one key is consistency. Going to bed and waking up around the same time every single day, yep, even on weekends. And then there's the other stuff. Create a relaxing, screen-free routine before bed and make your bedroom a true sanctuary for sleep. Dark, cool, and quiet. But what if we could go even further? What if improving our nights actually means rethinking our weeks? I'm talking about fundamentally changing the structure of our work week to make rest a priority. I came across this quote from a Reddit discussion about 4-day work weeks, and it offers a really cool perspective. Instead of taking Friday off for a long weekend, this person took Wednesdays off, and their logic was simple but honestly kind of profound. You're never more than 2 work days away from a day off. This whole idea of a midweek reset is so powerful because it completely reframes rest. It's not something you have to earn after a long, grueling week. It becomes a strategic tool to make the week itself more sustainable. It basically breaks that exhausting 5-day marathon into 2 short, manageable sprints. And that can have a huge impact on your mental health and help you avoid that classic end-of-week burnout. So when it all comes down to it, the main takeaway is this. Sleep isn't passive. It's not a luxury. It is an active, performance-enhancing, life-sustaining process. The single most effective thing you can do to reset your entire system, your body and your brain, is to simply close your eyes and rest. So the only question left is, what's the one thing you're going to change tonight to start reclaiming?